Chapter 4. Doing the Turkey Lurkey. I found Bobby, Ralphie, and Biggs talking in the hallway. Solosky didn't even blink when I told him the bad news. Big deal, he bragged. We'll still destroy him. Ralphie and Biggs exchanged worried glances. She's a legend, I said. Lydia Zuckerman is the fastest kid in school. She's strong, too. My brother Nicholas is in her class, and he says she beat everyone in an arm wrestle. I don't believe it, scoffed Bobby. Boys rule, girls drool. We'll win the game easy. He turned to Ralphie and Biggs. Right? Yeah, right, they answered. It was a busy school day. Thanksgiving was just 3 days away. Our teacher, Miss Gleason, read a really good book called The Perfect Thanksgiving by Eileen Spinelli. Miss Gleason was really funny when she read it. It got a little crazy, laughing and rolling around on the floor. Loving books was contagious in our classroom. It was catchy, sort of like the time when String Bean Noonan started sneezing and our whole class got sick. The Perfect Thanksgiving showed how two different families celebrated Thanksgiving. Our family was quiet and tidy. The other family was loud and messy. They reminded me of Thanksgiving at my house. But no matter how different the families were, Thanksgiving meant the same thing to both of them. It was a day to be thankful, a day to celebrate our love for each other. Plus, of course, we get to eat pie. All our classwork had something to do with turkeys, even in math and science. Miss Gleason helped us compare tame turkeys to wild turkeys. We made a big chart and hung it on the wall. Tame turkeys live on a farm, fat and slow, can't fly, short necks, short legs, not so bright. Wild turkeys live in woods, slim and quick, fly up to 50 miles per hour, long necks, long legs, very smart and cunning. I'd much rather be a wild turkey than a tame one, Stringbean Noonan concluded. Miss Gleason agreed. Me too, especially during Thanksgiving. No one could argue with that. We all knew what happened to turkeys on Thanksgiving, and it wasn't pretty. Gobble, gobble, gack. Can anyone tell me what bird is our national bird? Miss Gleason asked. About 10 hands shot in the sky. Oh, Miss Gleason, Miss Gleason. Miss Gleason called on Joey, but Joey just stared into space. I think I used to know when I raised my hand, Miss Gleason, Joey admitted, but now I sort of completely forgot. Miss Gleason covered a smile with her hand. How about you, Kim? Do you sort of remember? A bald eagle, Kim Lewis answered. That's correct, Miss Gleason said. But here's an interesting fact. Benjamin Franklin wanted another bird to be our national bird. He preferred the wild turkey. What do you kids think? We discussed different birds. Geetha liked owls. Bobby voted for the vulture. Lucy admired seagulls. But most of us stuck with the good old American bald eagle. Poor Baldy, Ralphie joked. Too bad we can't buy him a wig. Everybody laughed. Miss Gleason glanced out the window. It was raining hard. It looks like we won't be going outside for recess today, so let's take an exercise break. Stand up, everyone. She told us that wild turkeys follow a set pattern when they scratch the dirt. A pattern is when the same thing happens over and over again. We studied patterns in math. I call this dance the turkey lurkey, Miss Gleason announced. She tucked her arms in her sides. She gave the floor a long scratch with her left foot, then 2 quick scratches with her right foot, then another with her left foot. Soon everyone was wandering around the room, gobbling and scratching, stretching their necks and flapping their wings. That's when our principal, Mr. Rogers, stopped by. Uh-oh. What's going on in here? He demanded. We froze in place. Miss Gleason laughed. It's the turkey lurkey, she announced. Please join us, Mr. Rogers. The children will show you how. Mr. Rogers sighed heavily, shook his head sadly, and eyed the door hopefully. Please, the chorus of voices chimed. Flap, flap, scratch, gobble. Come on, Mr. Rogers, Kim Lewis said. You can do better than that. And Kim was right. After a while, Mr. Rogers scratched and flapped with the rest of us. I've got to hand it to him. After a little practice, Mr. Rogers made a pretty good turkey. He'd better be careful next time he goes to the supermarket. Some hungry shopper might take him home and pour gravy on his head.